Bye bye. Bye bye.
Hello, hello.
Bye bye.
We came out to walk a little bit on a beach. All the day been busy at home, working, editing videos, working with the social media and so, like a kind of boring stuff. Then we decided to just to come out and get a little bit fresh air. And then this walking on a beach remind me really of a first real trip, which was to French Polynesia. It's a kind of long story, but in short, we started our diving in 2003 in Egypt, and we met a really good instructor whom became our friend, and he invited us to follow him to Malta, and maybe same time to do also our advanced course. Same year, 2003, just in August. So we did our open water diver course in March, and the next trip was in August. And when I bought the tickets for my Malta trip, agent who sold me the tickets, that was like a charter trip, really cheap, she said, I have a really good offer to Tahiti. And I said, it cannot be, I'm working in tourism and I understand that it cannot be cheap. So, but she said, no, it's really good offer. It's only $1,500. And I was like, come on, Tahiti cannot beat $1,500 only. So when I was in Malta, except me and Laura and our instructor, there was another guys, and I told them that there is a super good offer to Tahiti, and it was the same reaction as I did. They said it's impossible. But anyways, that, you know, it's like any idea is like a seed which you put in your brain and then it's growing. By the moment when I went back to that agent with willing to buy a ticket to Tahiti, so there was already in my list, there was another 10 people who wanted to come with us. When I get back from Malta, newly certified advanced diver, straight after, the next day probably, I went to that agency who offered me this offer. The manager who offered me this offer, she wasn't there, she was on a holidays. There was her colleague, and I said, okay, I have 10 people who wants to go to Tahiti. We are ready to pay immediately money, no problem. And she said, we don't have any Tahiti. So she opened the TUI catalog, and she was so nervous because there was 10 people ready to buy Tahiti tickets to the Tahiti, and the ticket actually, it wasn't only ticket, it was ticket plus hotel. That was kind of my dreams to go to French Polynesia. Who doesn't want to go to the French Polynesia, right? So she said, Martin, I cannot find any Tahiti in this catalog. Maybe she mean Haiti, Tahiti, which is in a Caribbean Sea. And I was like, of course. Then it sounds more realistic, because French Polynesia for 1,500 US dollars doesn't sound realistic. And I was super upset. I went home, I sent an email to my friends and I said, sorry guys, there was some mistake, it's not French Polynesia, it's Haiti. Everyone was so upset about this information, and I don't know, wave of sadness came out of the email. And it was like, come on. I started to get an email that they said, Martin, maybe you can calculate how much will be French Polynesia. And I did the calculations, and of course it was 3,200 euros actually. And it's clear that it's a big difference between $1,500 and 3,200 euros, and it was only tickets, breakfasts and hotels and domestic flights.
Hello, how are you today? I'm fisherman. I go to fishing every day. I driving tourist people go fishing. If tourists go fishing, I driving to go fishing, snorkeling and sailing, and get the fish and barbecue on the beach and dinner together on the beach.
Because territory of French Polynesia is the same big as all Europe altogether. And we plan to visit Bora Bora, Tahiti by itself, and of course we plan to do diving there, Tuamotu Atoll, and we plan Rangiroa. Sad to say, I have no any video from French Polynesia here. It's all left in the Philippines and somewhere in the boxes, so I cannot show you anything from that trip. What was special about diving in French Polynesia, everything you can imagine, you will see there in one dive. You will never see there really good corals, maybe in some places, but in the places where we dove, there was no good corals, but there was thousands of sharks, big schools of barracudas, dolphins, sardines, jackfish, and it all was in one single dive with 100-meter visibility. Can you imagine that? Yeah, that's true. It exists. It's like a unicorn. The diving there is extremely expensive. Like when we were there, we paid for one dive probably like 55 euros that time. And now it's even more. It's like around 70, 80 euros per dive. But it definitely worth it. It definitely, all 100%, it's worth it. No music anymore?
No.
Ah, come on.
We finished the music because they say COVID, Corona.
So now back to fishing.
Yeah, just back to the first time.
Back to the bases.
Yes, the base.
Why I started this story is that today I was going through the old files and trying to somehow organize them, and I found this file with a couple of photos from French Polynesia. Another thing is that I'm still thinking about the future and how I can improve, and I definitely would like to be known as not only Martin from Philippines or from Bali, but I would like to go somewhere else as well. So that's why, just as you remember, that was one of the first episodes, that idea that a couple of months we spent somewhere else except the place where we living all year round. So one of the places can be French Polynesia, probably too expensive for most of us, but I don't know, at least I will go there definitely. happened to your toe? Yeah. There's no fish today. No. Tidak ikan.